2 weeks after Amara's campaign saved the company's biggest contract, the director summoned her to his office. She walked in nervously, clutching her small notebook like a shield. The director looked up from his desk and smiled warmly. Amara, he began, you were hired as a cleaner, but your work these past days has proven you are much more than that. From today, you are no longer a cleaner. Her heart stopped. You are now our junior marketing assistant, he declared. You will work directly with the creative team. Congratulations. Amara's knees trembled. For a moment, she thought she might collapse. Tears burned behind her eyes. Thank you, sir, she whispered. Thank you. Her first day at the new desk office felt like stepping into another world. The chair was softer, the computer newer, the atmosphere different. She was no longer invisible. Some staff congratulated her politely. Others whispered behind her back. She's just lucky, one sneered. A cleaner promoted over graduates. This company is finished, another muttered. But Amara focused on her work. She spent hours learning, staying late, practicing designs, watching tutorials while others gossiped. She built herself in silence. Within a month, she designed another campaign that tripled sales. The director was overjoyed. The client praised her creativity. Slowly, whispers of doubt began to turn into murmurs of respect. But not everyone was impressed. Mr. Adewale, the arrogant manager she had embarrassed in the meeting, could not hide his bitterness. Each success of Amara felt like a dagger piercing his pride. How can a mere cleaner outshine me? He raged to his colleagues. I studied abroad. I have years of experience, and yet they celebrate her? He began plotting in silence, his smile masking the poison in his heart. With her new salary, Amara's life began to change. She bought her mother proper medication. She paid for her youngest brother's school fees. For the first time in years, food filled their home. Her neighbors, once mocking her, now watched her with surprise. Is that not Amara, the cleaner? Look at her now. Even her cousin, who had laughed at her dreams, grew quiet. But Amara remained humble. Every morning, she whispered a prayer. Lord, don't let my success change my heart. Let it change my story. One afternoon, the director called Amara into another meeting. We have a new client, he explained. A foreign brand. Very big. If we impress them, our company will rise to another level. Amara, I want you to lead the campaign. Gaps filled the room. Staff exchanged shocked glances. How can she lead such a campaign? Mr. Adewale protested. She is inexperienced. This is too risky. But the director's voice was firm. She has proven herself. Unless you want us to fail, Adewale, I suggest you cooperate. Adewale forced a smile, but inside, his hatred grew darker. That night, Amara sat by her window, the city lights flickering in the distance. The weight of responsibility pressed on her shoulders. This was her chance to prove herself, not just as a survivor, but as a star. Yet, deep inside, she sensed that enemies were watching, waiting for her to stumble. Still, she whispered to herself, they want me invisible, but now they will see me shine. And far away, in the shadows of his office, Adewale whispered his own words. She thinks she's rising, but I will make sure she crashes. The new client was one of the biggest foreign brands in the country, Everlit Electronics. Their reputation was global, their standards unforgiving. Amara was given just 6 weeks to prepare a campaign that would win them over. For her, it was more than a project. It was a test of destiny. Every day, she worked late into the night, filling notebooks with sketches, slogans, and ideas. Her colleagues watched in awe. Some admired her dedication, others mocked her silently, and in the shadows, Adewale sharpened his plans. One evening, as Amara left her office, Adewale called a secret meeting with two jealous staff members. "This girl must fall," he said coldly. "If she succeeds, none of us will ever be respected again. Do you want to live under her shadow?" The men exchanged uneasy glances. One of them asked, "But how?" Adewale leaned forward, eyes gleaming. "We will make it look like she failed. The client will lose trust in her. The director will regret ever promoting her, and then she will vanish." They nodded slowly, seduced by his venom. As the deadline grew nearer, strange things began happening. One morning, Amara found that half of her designs had disappeared from her computer. She panicked, searching everywhere, but the files were gone. Another time, her printed posters were discovered torn in the trash bin. She grew suspicious. "This can't be a mistake," she thought, but she had no proof. Her only option was to start over, working twice as hard. The final presentation day arrived. Amara wore her best suit, hands trembling as she carried her laptop and materials. The director gave her an encouraging nod, but when she connected her computer to the projector, her heart froze. The slides were not hers. Instead of creative, colorful designs, the screen showed crude, unfurnished work. Sloppy slogan, ugly images, nonsense ideas. Gasps filled the room. "What is this?" the client demanded, frowning. "This is embarrassing," one whispered. The director turned to Amara, shocked. "Amara, what is this?" Her blood ran cold. Someone had tampered with her files. "I swear this is not my work," she cried, her voice shaking. Someone had changed everything. The damage was done. The client exchanged angry glances. "We can't trust such unprofessional work," one said firmly. They stood up and walked out. The boardroom fell silent. All eyes turned to Amara. "You have shamed us," Adewale said smoothly, pretending to be disappointed. "I warned you she was not ready. This is what happens when you give responsibility to cleaners." Laughter rippled in the room. Some staff shook their heads in pity. Amara's vision blurred. Tears threatened to spill, but she held them back. The director's face was unreadable. "Amara," he said slowly, "go home. We will decide what to do with you." Her world crumbled. That night, Amara lay awake in her small room, staring at the ceiling. The echoes of laughter replayed in her head. The look of betrayal in the director's eyes haunted her. "They've ruined me," she whispered. "Everything I worked for, gone." She thought of her mother, her brother, their hopes. She thought of her classmates who once mocked her. Would they hear about this? And laugh again. For the first time in years, she doubted herself. But deep inside, a small flame refused to die. "No," she whispered fiercely. "This cannot be the end. They will not bury me twice." The next morning, as she dragged herself to the office, she found an anonymous envelope slipped under her door. Inside was a USB drive. Attached was a note that read, "They are trying to destroy you. Look inside. A friend." Her heart pounded as she plugged it into her laptop. Inside the drive were video recordings from the office CCTV, showing Adewale and the two men sneaking into her office at night, deleting files and replacing her presentation. Amara's hand trembled. Her eyes widened. She had proof. And for the first time since the disaster, she smiled. Amara clutched the USB drive like a lifeline. Her heart raced with every step as she entered the office the next morning. She knew she held the power to clear her name, but she also knew exposing the truth could make her enemies more dangerous. She walked into the director's office. She looked up, his expression still cold from yesterday's disaster. "Sir," Amara said quietly but firmly, "before you decide my fate, please watch this." She plugged the USB into his computer. The video played. There, in crystal clarity, Adewale and his allies were seen entering her office at night. They deleted her files, inserted false presentations, and even laughed as they left. The director's eyes widened. His jaw tightened with anger. "So this is the truth," he muttered. "Adewale." Later that afternoon, the director summoned the staff to the boardroom. Everyone sat in confusion, whispering. Adewale strolled in confidently, wearing his usual smug smile. "Today," the director said, "we will discuss what really happened yesterday during the presentation." He clicked the remote. The CCTV footage lit up the projector. Gasps filled the room. Staff turned to stare at Adewale, his face drained in color. "This is fake," he shouted desperately. "She must have staged this." But the evidence was undeniable. The director's voice thundered. "You sabotaged your colleague. You shamed this company. You are hereby suspended pending further investigation." Adewale's fist clenched. He glared at Amara with eyes full of venom. "This is not over," he hissed. "You will regret this." For the first time, the staff broke into applause for Amara. She was innocent all along. She saved her name. She is truly brilliant. Tears welled in Amara's eyes. But inside, she felt something stronger than relief, vindication. The director turned to her. "Amara, you are not only talented, you are courageous. The clients may have walked out yesterday, but with this truth, we will call them back. You will lead the campaign once again." Her heart soared. That night, as she walked home, the streets unusually quiet, Amara couldn't shake the feeling that someone was watching her. She glanced over her shadow. A dark figure lingered at the corner, too far to recognize. Her steps quaking, her heart pounded. She reached her door and locked it behind her, pressing her back against the wall. "Just paranoia," she whispered, but deep down she knew it wasn't. 2 days later, the director called her again. "Amara, the client has agreed to return. They want to see your real work." Joy flooded her. This was her chance to rewrite everything. But that evening, as she prepared for her new presentation, she received a text message from an unknown number. "The truth saved you today, but success will bury you tomorrow. Be careful, little star." Her heart trembled as she read it again. Who sent this message? Adewale? Or was there someone else pulling strings in the shadows? For the first time, Amara realized her battles were only beginning. And though she smiled for her family that night, she knew in her heart the war for her future had just entered a darker, more dangerous chapter.